Hi everyone. So today for our lesson we are doing a cooking lesson. And I told you guys about you can do this recipe, you can do it as a lunch or you can even do it as a dinner. And tonight may be a really good night for you guys to say, hey mom, dad, family, whoever, I'm going to make dinner tonight. We did this recipe. I watched John make this recipe. And all of you, if Leslie did this right, which I don't know if she did or not, but she should have, everybody should have this recipe in their packet. Okay, so let's go over the ingredients really, really fast. Okay, so we have mayonnaise, which I'm guarantee about all of you have mayonnaise in there, or it's called mayo, whatever. We have some lemon juice. Okay, if you don't have lemon juice, you can use just really anything. You can use lime juice. Same thing. It's just a little acidic, just to kind of keep everything nice and bright. Okay. We have pepper, just regular black pepper, nothing special. We have our chicken. Now, this chicken is pre-shredded. Okay, so you can either get a rotisserie chicken or you can get cans of chicken. Either way, the cans of chicken are a little bit cleaner. You don't have to take the rotisserie, like a rotisserie chicken where you get a whole chicken and you got to rip it all apart and shred all the meat up. With a canned chicken, you just drain off all the water, and then you put it in a bowl, and then you just take your fork and you break all the meat up. And you see, if you can see really here, it's all shredded, pre-shredded, all nice and done. And it's all nice white meat, it's all breast meat, so it's all good stuff, okay? You can do it, it's your choice, whichever way you want to do it. And then of course, we have our celery. Okay, that is celery. I don't know if some of you have ever seen a celery stalk, but that's a celery. That's celery stalk. And then we have our lettuce. Okay, this is our lettuce. I'm sure some of you guys have seen lettuce before. If not, you've probably had it on your hamburger, or maybe in a salad, or maybe on a sandwich. It's all what you want to do. And then our tools, right? The tools that we have to have are a mixing bowl. Okay. Our measuring cups. I have 2 measuring cups. Our measuring spoons. We only need 2 on this recipe. And a mixing spoon. And it can be any mixing spoon. It can be any spoon, because all you're going to do is mix all this stuff up. Okay. So first things first. So we've prepped everything. I have everything already pre-done. And I have to sanitize my hands. So I'm going to go over to the sink and I'm going to wash my hands with hands and soap. So I go over to the sink, I get a little water. Here's our soap. We put on just a little bit of soap, don't need a lot. And we just start scrubbing our hands, right? And we do our fingers, we do the backs of our hands, we make sure we do our thumbs. Okay, a lot of people just do this and they miss their thumbs. So we want to go up and down and in between our fingers, up and down as much as we can, okay? We just want to make sure that we are nice and clean and sanitary. Then we dry off our hands, wash off our hands with our soap, and then get our paper towel and we dry up our hands. Okay, so now our hands are clean, just like that, because we don't want to get anybody sick. And if you guys are going to be working at a, let's put that there because my trash can's across the way. If you guys are going to be working at a fast food place, you are going to have to wear gloves. Some of you guys have beards and mustaches. So, we're wearing masks, but if you have a beard, now you have to wear a beard mask, a beard guard as well. Okay, so it's sort of like this. It's like a mask, and it goes over your beard because nobody wants to get hair in their food. Okay, so as part of working in the food industry, you have to wear gloves. Okay, this is going to be a good one here because this is a medium-sized glove, and I don't have the size that fits my hand. As you can see, my hand is much bigger than this glove, but these stretch. So these are mediums. I typically wear extra larges, but let's see if I can get my hand in here. Looks like it, almost. So close. Well, there. Pretty close. It works, okay? And then I do the other side. And get this one on. Okay. So now we're sanitary, and we can start assembling our lunch, dinner. Sometimes my family calls it dinner, where it's a lunch and a dinner. It's a late lunch, early dinner. However you want to do it. Okay? So the first thing that we're going to start off with is the mayo. Okay? Now, different brands have different types of packaging. So when I take off this lid, right? Oh, let's go back. That's something that we all should do because we've been talking about this. To take off the lid, we go to our left. What's our saying? That's right, lefty loosey. So we take off our lid, we go counterclockwise, and we unscrew our lid. Now, this particular brand uses a seal under the lid. Okay? If there's no seal, or this seal is broken in some way, like it's popped up, don't use this mayonnaise. Don't use any product where the lid has been pried up or the lid or the seal is missing. Okay, someone has either gone in there and messed around with it, or it's just gone bad and it's popped open. And that happens sometimes too. It's not always the bad things. So we just have to be aware of that. Now, other brands have they have a plastic ring that goes all the way around, and it's kind of hard to open, but when you do get it to break, it breaks that plastic ring, and the plastic ring will stay on the bottom, and the rest of the lid will come off. So just be aware of that, okay? And so we're going to have to peel. So we peel off our seal here. See if I can peel it off. I don't know. Oops. Okay. Where's my knife? Where's my knife? Where's my knife?
Yeah, I'm gonna.
Where's my knife? Okay. Be careful when you do this. You know, I have fat fingers, so it doesn't always, I have struggles sometimes getting things off, so I need a little extra help. But if you're going to use a knife or something like that, be very, very careful. And that particular knife that I have is super sharp. Okay, so there's our lid, and we're going to go ahead. We're going to put it over here in our sink and dispose of that. And we'll wipe off our glove because I don't want mayonnaise all over everything. Okay, right there. So it calls for 3/4 of a cup of mayo. Okay, so this is a 3/4 cup. Now, let me illustrate. We know, so one whole, right? We're looking at a pizza. We're looking at a pizza right now. And if you look at it, this is a whole pizza, right? There's a whole pizza. So let's say, I don't know, Antonio
decides he wants to eat pizza, right? So he comes over. Remember we talked about that today, about guy coming over eating pizza. And so Antonio comes over, you make a pizza for him, and he eats, break it up, he eats 3/4 of the pizza. Well, what is 3/4? Okay, well, this is a whole, right? So he eats 1, 2, 3 pieces of pizza, 3/4 of the pizza, and all you get is this. Okay? So that's what this cup means. It is 3/4 of a whole. Okay? Do you guys understand that? It's 3/4 of a whole. Okay. So let's get our mayo. We're going to use our spoon and we're going to dish it out. So we use our spoon and we put it in our cup and we're going to measure it out. Okay, there's, we'll dish that out. And a little bit more. Oh. And so there's 3/4 of a cup of mayo. So in our mixing bowl it goes. In the bowl it goes. Just like that. Okay? We don't need this cup anymore, so let's get it out of our way. And we're going to put it over in the sink because we don't want this messing things up. Okay, so put that over in our sink. The next thing we need, and then we're going to cap up our mayo because we're done with it. Put it out of our way. Okay, just like the oil, just like the juice, when we are done with it, we put it out of our way. Or when we're taking apart the molds, remember I told you guys, put it out of our way, we keep our area neat and we keep our area clean. Okay, the next thing is we need 2 tablespoons of our lemon juice. So that's a tablespoon right there. All right. And I know that it's a tablespoon because on our measuring, it says right there, 1 tablespoon. And it's abbreviated with a capital T, B, and an S. And that means tablespoon. Okay, so we're going to pour our lemon juice just like that. It squirts in. And there's 1, almost. And we just dump it in there. There's 1. And 1 more. And that's 2. Okay. If you want a really refreshing drink, this is just a tip for you guys. If you want a really refreshing drink, get your just regular ice water and put in a tablespoon of lemon juice. And just dump it into your cup and mix it up really good. And it tastes really good. It makes everything really, it gives it a good flavor. It helps quench your thirst. And it also helps with your digestion as well. Okay, we're done with it, so we get it out of our way, keeping our area clean. Now we go to our pepper. Now, look at our pepper. Look at our pepper lid. We have this part where we sprinkle it out. We don't want that part, okay? Because that's just going to cause a mess, because we just need a little spoon of it, just like that. Okay, so we don't want that. Okay. Now we do have this side with a hole that we can pour out. But we have to be careful when we're pouring this out. Okay? So you have the hole right there. And then you have, look, the big spot right there where you can dip a spoon in. And that's especially for cooking, right? So when you're measuring stuff out, go to where you've got the largest opening, and then you just dip it in, and look, Okay, look, that's too much. And what you want to do is you want to scrape it off. And so you use the lid to scrape it off, to even it out, just like that. Oops. Okay. So you even off, so now you have an even spoonful of pepper. And that's what you want. You don't want a big heaping thing of pepper because it's going to be too hot and too spicy. So then we just sprinkle it all around, and we put it in our mixing bowl. Again, close it up, get the spoons out of our way, get our pepper out of our way. We're done with those. We keep our area clean and neat. Into the sink it goes. Next thing is chicken. So we have our chicken. Like I said, I've already pre-shredded it. This happens to be the canned chicken. But it's calling, our recipe is calling for 4 cups. Oops. I only have a half a cup. What am I gonna do? Oh no, am I gonna stop doing what I'm gonna do? No, because we know through our math, through our fractions that we are practicing, that, okay, let's go back to the pizza. And so we need 4 cups. In other words, we need 4 pizzas. Right? Everybody's really hungry for pizza. Jonathan wants a pizza. Antonio wants another pizza. Angel wants a pizza. And so does Juan Carlos. Everybody wants pizza. Okay? So there's 4 whole pizzas. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay? Well, so we need... So since I only have half a cup is equal to half a pizza. So how many of these cups do I need to have? Okay, well that's really simple because all we got to do is use our math, use our drawing, and we say, okay, so we started eating pizza and Jonathan and Juan Carlos each ate 1/2, right? So they each ate 1/2 a pizza. Okay? I guess that almost looks like a Q. So they each ate a half. And Antonio, okay, he ate a half, and Angel only ate a half. And then comes along Juan Aguirre, and he eats a half, and Luciano eats a half. And then we get another half going here, or another pizza going. Again, you know, we have Caesar eating a half, right? And then Isaac, he eats a half. So how many halves were eaten up? Well, let's count. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, sorry, I'm doing this upside down, 6, 7, 8. So 8 halves of pizza were eaten by the class. But 8 halves equal 4, 1, 2, 3, 4 wholes. So since we only have a half cup, we're going to need how many? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So we're going to need 8 cups of chicken in this particular cup, okay? So let's do that. So we're going to dish it out. Okay. So we put this in, and hopefully I have enough chicken. And this doesn't have to be an exact science. You know, it's just generalize it. So there's 1/2. And we dump that in. And we do another half. I bet you it's going to take this whole bowl of chicken. Pretty close to it. So there's another half. That's two. Two halves. 1, 2. That's one whole. So that's 1 cup. So we can cross that one off. Right? We cross that one off. Just like that. All right. Get another one. Okay, that's pretty good. Put in there. There's another half. And you know what? If you guys want to mark off the halves as you go, there's nothing wrong with that too. So there's another cup or another 2 halves. We only have how many left to go? 1, 2, 3, 4, or 2 cups, right? And like I said, you know, it doesn't have to be an exact science here. So there's another half. My mixing bowl is almost a little too small, right? And we can cross off the halves as we go, right? If you want to do it that way, in order to keep it straight for ourselves. Oops. Okay, we don't want to be sloppy when we're doing this, okay, you guys? And put that in. Okay. We cross off our other half. And I'm going to guess that this remainder here, yep, is going to be our 4 cups of chicken. And so we get that all down, scrape all that down. Okay. Put it in there. There's still some at the bottom there. And you can just take up your bowl and you can scrape it all down. All right. There we go. Okay. Okay. So then we take our spoon, we wipe down our fork. What do we do with our bowl and our fork now, since we're done with it? That's right. Get it out of our way. We can get our cup out of our way. Take it over here, take it and put it to the sink, and we get this out of our way. Okay. So now we have all our chicken, we have all our ingredients in there. What comes next? What's our next ingredient? Okay, so we've done the mayo, we've done the lemon juice, we've done the pepper, and we've done our chicken. What comes next? Celery. Okay, so now we're going to take our mixing bowl and we're going to put it off to the side, and we're going to bring in our cutting board with our celery. This is where we have to be careful because we're using a very sharp knife. Now, when you have celery, okay, whenever you buy it, it comes in a big stalk. In fact, a big bunch like this, and they're all linked together. And when they pick celery, it's right off the ground. It comes right off the ground, and all these guys do, they have great big long knives. They cut it, they take it out of the ground, and right into the bag it goes. So you need to always wash your vegetables before you use them. It's very important, okay? Because there was dirt left on the bottom of this and some dirt on this. That's just the way they package it, and that's okay. There's nothing wrong with that. But just make sure that you wash it and you dry it very well. Now, with celery, people are kind of funny. Now, some people, like my kids, they don't like the string in the celery. I like the whole celery, so it's up to your taste. But what you do in order to get rid of the string is you cut it just a little bit, and then you just peel it. Just like that, okay? And then you peel that out. And by de-stringing the celery, And once you got it, you just pull it out. It makes the celery, you can makes it a little bit easier to chew. It's not as crunchy, it's not as gritty, maybe. Okay, so we're going to destring both of them. So we're going to be it because that way we can be consistent. We'll break that little piece off, and we'll be consistent with our celery, with our recipe, because that's one thing that we always pride ourselves on is consistency when we do our products in the greenhouse or when we're on our job. We have to be consistent as to what we do. Okay, so we've de-stringed everything here. We've got all the strings off the celery, and that piece I won't worry about. And so now we're going to chop this up, and we're going to chop it up into little pieces. Now, when we chop it, we don't hold it like this and chop it. Okay, we're not going to cut our finger off. We don't want to do that. Okay, what we want to do is we want to ball up our fingers just like this, and then we're going to make real fine cuts, just like that. And just make little tiny cuts. Now, yeah, it's probably better to put it down, put the rounded edge or put the flat edge down when you're cutting it. Makes it a little easier. Okay, and you can do it either really fine or you can do it chunky. It's really up to your taste. Okay, it's really what you want to do, and you can even, if you want to chop these up a little finer, you can do that too. Okay, so I'm going to put that off to the side. So if you wanted to, like say you want to chop those up a little bit more, so you remember you ball up your fingers, right? And then you just get in there and you just chop them up, right? And you can just chop them up, chop them up, chop them up if you want to do it like that. Or you don't have to. You can just leave them just like this. I think putting them, chopping them up a little bit like this is maybe a little better. I don't know. I like it just the way it is, but so there's one stalk, and here's our next stalk. Remember, we put our flat side down, we ball our fingers, and then we just chop it up. Okay, off to the side it goes. So consistency wise, we're going to chop this up as well. Now you can, if you have a food processor or a food chopper, use the chopper, use it. If all you have is a knife, which I have a knife because my wife won't let me use her Ninja. I'm banned from using the food processor, even though I bought it for her. But still, I am banned from being able to use it because she says I break things. Okay, so that's pretty consistent. They're all about the same size. And what we do is we gather this all up and get our chicken, and we just put it in our chicken right there, in our mixture, in our mixing bowl. Okay, we get all that in there. Now comes the treat. Now we have to start mixing. And so we mix and mix and mix. And we want to mix it really, really well. Okay, so we're going to try and get our pepper, our lemon juice, our mayo, all mixed in, and our celery evenly distributed. And what does that mean? Evenly distributed. What does that mean? Who knows? Yeah, we want it spread out so that it's consistent. See, I use that word again. Throughout. That way you get chicken, you get pepper, you get a little bit of lemon juice, you get a little bit of celery. Okay? We get a taste of all the flavors that we have in the bowl. Okay? And you see, we just keep mixing it. And this is actually kind of, it can be called a chicken salad. And that's basically what we're making today is a chicken salad sandwich. So if you go to a deli, you go to a restaurant like Deli Delicious, or used to be a place called Hoagie's, or you go to Porta Subs or Subway and you ask for a chicken salad sandwich, this is pretty much what you're going to get, right? So you're going to get shredded chicken, celery, pepper, lemon juice, mayo, all mixed up. And you can put it on, now some people put it on bread, but today, because we're trying to be healthy, and my wife and I are on diets, and so we are not eating bread, okay? This takes a little bit when you're mixing it, so make sure you mix it really, really good. Of course, I have a small bowl. If you had a bigger bowl, it'd probably be a little bit easier, but I just grabbed what I happen to have. Okay, that's pretty good. But my wife and I, to get back to that point, we're not eating bread. And since we have stopped eating bread, I have lost about 10 pounds. And I feel a lot better not eating bread. And we both agree that not eating that has helped us quite a bit. And we're kind of on a low carbohydrate diet, so we're doing more of the proteins and things like that. Okay, so now, okay, we need, instead of our bread, I'm going to go with lettuce. Okay, so same thing with celery, only lettuce you have to be even more careful when you're washing it. Okay, so here's our head of lettuce right here. Okay, and I have peeled all these outer layers. So I usually peel at least 2 to 3 outer layers of lettuce, and then I pull the core out to make it a little bit easier for me to peel the leaves off. Now, the one thing you need to know about lettuce. Now, I've seen them harvesting lettuce. Lettuce grows right on the ground. I mean, right on the ground. It's in the mud, it's in the water, and it floats in water. And I've seen the men and the women in the fields harvesting the lettuce. And it is a muddy mess. And that, again, just like the celery, they take a knife, they slice it. One guy throws it to another person up on the wagon. They take the bag, they take the head of lettuce and they stuff it in the bag, spin it, put it in the box for sale. And that's how you do it. That's why it's very, very important that you clean your lettuce, okay? So you come over here and you come to the sink and you wash off your lettuce, okay? And you just rinse it, okay? Just rinse it. That's all you need to do. You don't need to like scrub it or anything like that, okay? And then you take a paper towel and you put it on the paper towel and you dry it off. You don't want it, soaping wet. You don't want it like that. That's not good. That's the most terrible thing. I think that when we go for, like, if my wife and I go out to like a hamburger place or someplace like that, or a salad, and we get a salad and we just get we get a lettuce wrap type of sandwich, and it's just the water is just running off. It's nasty, and we don't like that. So we dry it pretty well, okay, and we try to keep our lettuce head, our lettuce leaf, intact as much as we can, okay. So that one's pretty well dry, and I've already, like I showed you, I have already pre-done a lettuce leaf. And so what we do is we make like a little bed like this. So we folded it in, we folded the lettuce in on itself, okay? And we're making like a little wrap. And so then we just take our chicken, just like this, our chicken mixture, and we put a dollop in just like that. Right? And then we can wrap it just like bread, just like that. And there's lunch. Bang! That's it. That's all there is to it. Now, If you want to zip it up, say you want to, spice it up, you can put some cayenne pepper in there if you want to, like give it a little kick. You can put garlic, give it a little bit of a different flavor. You can add a tomato on top of that if you want to do that. Again, I've already pre-washed this tomato. But tomatoes, are pretty good, but again, you want to wash it, make sure there's no bugs or dirt or anything on there. And with a tomato, again, you're just gonna very gently, now tomatoes are very gentle, and you just take your knife and you slice off some here, right? Just like that. My son loves tomatoes. He can actually just take the whole tomato like that and eat it just like an apple. He's crazy. And then you can put that on there if you want to put it on there, just like that. You can also take, what do you think that's called? Okay, technically speaking, this is called an alligator pear. Okay, we better know it as an avocado, but its real farm term is alligator pears. And the way you slice an alligator pear is just like that. You take it. Now there's a great big seed in the middle, and I'm going to show you here in just a little bit. Now we want to be careful with our knife when we're slicing open our alligator pear. Okay, so we've made this all the way around, and now we just twist it. Boop. And there's the inside. Now this part, this is all the good stuff right here. All this yellow. And we can come in here and you can slice it up. Just make little slices if you want to make it little slices. Just like that. And you just pop it out. See? You use your knife. You go away from yourself with the knife. And little piece there, and oops, get that out there, get that out, pop that out, there you go, bang, ba-bam. Good stuff there. Okay, if I went to a restaurant today and I ordered this, I would be paying anywhere from $7 to $8 for what I just made for under $2. All this stuff, the cans of chicken, the mayo, even the alligator pears, tomatoes, celery. Okay, it cost right around, it was okay, I'm exaggerating. It was under $3. Okay, but it was all under $3 if we pieced it all out for what we used. So what I'm saying is here, guys, you can make a really nice meal for your family for not a lot of money. And since we are, stuck at home and we can't really go out to eat anywhere, this would be a nice alternative for your family, and it would be a really nice thing for you to do. Remember, we've been talking about having manners and doing nice things for people and being generous and being kind. Well, I can't think of a better way to show your appreciation to your mom, to your dad, to whoever you might live with by making them a meal. Okay? How many of you think you can do this? I think every single one of you guys can do this. I know you can. This is a simple recipe, right? We just follow it just the way it is. Put in all the ingredients, mix it up. We make sure that we're sanitary. We cover up our beards. We glove up our hands if we have gloves. If not, we just wash our hands really good. We use soap. We use water. Okay? We don't sneeze into the food. Okay? We don't want to do that. And we don't wipe our noses Okay? If we have to wipe our nose, we walk away, we get a Kleenex, and then we re-wash our hands. And we re-glove up if we have to. Okay? All right. So, I hope that you guys have enjoyed this. And I'm going to enjoy this. And I'm kind of excited to see how my wife reacts to our meal tonight. So, I hope I see you guys soon. Please try this. Moms and dads, let your students have a go at this. Okay, this is easy. It's something that they have to learn. Bye-bye.